On Reality Check today, we bring you a special report, an exclusive report on the ongoing story about Christian Michel, the Briton who's been extradited from the UAE. Now, there's a huge political controversy that's going on between the government and the opposition about the main players, who is at fault, and really who were the payoffs made to. If Christian Michel, a consultant hired by AgustaWestland, if what the CBI says is true, that he made paid bribes in India to public officials and other people, going up to 462 crores in the run-up to the acquisition of the actual treaty of the acquisition of 12 VVIP choppers from AgustaWestland. If that is true, then who are these people that the payoffs were made to? Well, NDTV has made inroads into that. We have accessed documents which were presented in the Milan court leading to the appeal judgment. Now remember, when CBI got Christian Michel back on Monday night, they said that they wanted to confront Christian Michel with those documents which had been obtained from Switzerland through letters rogatory. Letters rogatory means that they're basically documents that they've gone through official channels. Now, what are these documents? Well, the first one, let's just play that for you. It is the document which first talks about the payoffs. We all know that Christian Michel has allegedly made payoffs to various officials, and also to, in his own diary, he'd written to a person called AP and to the fam or the family, but no one really had an amount. Well, NDTV has accessed that Swiss letter rogatory document which says that the payment was in total to the family of 22,000 euros. That's the right from the Swiss authorities, 22,000 euros, and it was done in 2 batches. This is just, remember, the entire payoffs is about 462 crore rupees. However, the specific payment to the family, and we are not sure, it doesn't say, the document doesn't say, and that is why the entire controversy is there. We are told that it's in 2 entrenchments of 11,000 euros over 2 months. So the total amount paid is 22,000 euros. That's the one payment done to the family. Now the question of who is the family. Remember, the BJP has till now alleged, and that's the second aspect that we are going to look at. BJP has alleged till now, and the Prime Minister spoke at a public meeting in the run-up to the election campaign, where he said that Christian Michel was now perhaps free to name names BJP was going to, which could go up to the Gandhi family. And so the suggestion has been that the family refers to the Gandhi family because the deal happened in 2010. That's when UPA was in power and Sonia Gandhi was the UPA chairperson. So the allegation is that it is the family. However, at that time, Italian prosecutors had indicated to NDTV the family is actually the Tyagi brothers. Remember, one of the main accused in this entire case is SP Tyagi, former air chief, and the payments have been traced, according to CBI, to his cousins. There are 3 Tyagi brothers here, Julie, Doska, and Sandeep Tyagi, and the allegation by the Italians was that the family could be the Tyagi brothers. But the BJP says, no, it is the Gandhi family. Well, it seems that the Italians and the Italian court tried to get to the bottom of that. And so there you have it on your screen, the questioning that happened of Hashke. Now, who is Hashke? Guido Hashke was one of the other middlemen, and he was working in consultation with Christian Michel, who's been brought back to India. And Guido Hashke was questioned in the Italian court, and he was asked, there are 3 blocks, 1, 2, and 3, AP, who is AP? And he said, I do not know what it means. Then he is asked, what about fam? He says fam is family. However, he doesn't actually go into details of it. They also don't push him very much on that. Obviously, it's a huge issue for India. The Italians are more concerned about where the payments have gone, and they wanted to establish that the payment has been made or not to the air chief which the CBI's case says was made to the air chief through his cousins, and by which way they would say that he changed the specifications and gave the tender to AgustaWestland for the 12 choppers. Then he's also asked what does BURE stands for. He says it's bureaucrats. He's asked what does POL stands for, and he says, I think it's politics. So that's what we have till now. We know till now that the family is paid 22,000 euros over 2 months. We know that they tried to find out who the family is, but they couldn't. And CBI at the moment is perhaps trying to question Christian Michel in asking what did he mean when he wrote in his documents the payment to family. Who did they really mean? Well, let's look at another interesting document which has come. This is through the Milan Court of Appeals. Remember, there have been 2 courts which have ruled on it, and they acquitted the main accused in this. Of course, the main accused in the Italian case was the CEO of Finmeccanica, Orsi, and the other officials of Finmeccanica, and their entire charge was international corruption. Did the Italian authorities and did an Italian company pay off, in order to get a contract, pay off Indian officials? So they needed to establish that money had been paid to the top air chief, SP Tyagi, in order to favor Finmeccanica and AgustaWestland. Well, what's interesting is that the court says there is no such establishing, because they say that by the time SP Tyagi became air chief, the decision to change the specification of the helicopter had already taken place. They say that the decision to change it from 6,000 meters to 4,500 was done in 2005. So much before. They say that at that time, Air Chief Tyagi wasn't taking the decision. It was taken by political security and other members. So the lower ceiling was not done by the air chief. This is what the Italians found. But more related to the topic that we're discussing today is the role of Christian Michel, who is being questioned by the CBI. So what does the court say about his role? Well, specifically it says alleged corruptive conduct with Christian Michel is not established. No role could be ascribed to intervention attributable to Michel. And the reason why they say that in changing that specification, remember CBI has said in its press release as well that we feel he helped in changing. The reason why the Italians didn't find it is because Christian Michel comes into the scene as an India expert only on September 27th, 2006. So the specification for the tender changed in 2005. They say he came in 2006. So that's really significant as well. Do the Indians have anything extra which says it? How is it that the decision was taken earlier, he's hired much later? In fact, the meeting that took place between Finmeccanica officials happened in 2006. So where does Christian Michel's role come in? And they also say that there are no confessional statements that have been taken from any of the people, any of the accused, and that's why they found the case very, very weak, and they threw out the case. But the question now is, it's become, these are the facts. This is what the Italian courts went by. That's one thing. And of course, the CBI is yet to get some of the main evidence. They say that once they question Christian Michel, they'll get it. However, politics is not on facts itself. It's also on perception. And at the moment, the perception is all it matters when it comes to the fighting between the Congress and the BJP. Today, the BJP attacked the Congress yet again, saying that the Congress may have sacked one of their lawyers for defending Christian Michel, but they have 2 extra lawyers. The Congress hit back by saying, look, the BJP is trying to hide from the fact that they didn't appeal against those acquittals that happened in Italy. Remember, no one's appealed yet. The appeals, the 2 acquittals have happened. According to Italy, there's no case. The Congress is saying if the BJP really meant business, they would have appealed against it. Let's take a look.
कि ये जो तीनों वकील है, ये कभी ना कभी कांग्रेस के जो बड़े वकील रहे हैं, चाहे वो सलमान खुर्शीद रहे हैं, चाहे कपिल सिब्बल रहे हैं, इनके नीचे काम करते हैं. Friends, isn't this the extended hand of Congress party working to protect, quote unquote, the family in the Congress party? मैं कांग्रेस पार्टी की फैमिली की बात कर रहा हूं. Family in the Congress party. कांग्रेस का हाथ क्रिस्टियन मिशेल के बचाव के साथ. It's a message to all the agencies that the Congress party stands rock solid behind Christian Michel. ये जो institutions को subvert करने की आदत है कांग्रेस पार्टी की, they wanted committed bureaucracy, committed judiciary, etc. during the emergency. This is the mindset of the Congress party.
BJP linking Congress party with Agusta on the basis of a expelled congressman, the expelled Congress lawyer, is a classic case of pot calling the kettle black. क्या ये सत्य नहीं कि श्री अरुण जेटली जी का परिवार नीरव मोदी का वकील है? क्या ये सत्य नहीं जेटली जी की बेटी और उनके दामाद ने नीरव मोदी से फीस ली? क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी इस बात का उत्तर देगी? वसुंधरा राजे जी ललित मोदी की वकील बन बैठी थी लंदन में. क्या भाजपा इस बात का उत्तर देगी कि भगौड़े ललित मोदी के लिए वसुंधरा राजे ने चोरी छुपे एक एफिडेविट दिया कि इनको लंदन में बस जाने दीजिए?
So the Congress and the BJP fighting over all kinds of issues, trying to show that each government did nothing, that the other government did nothing in order to get the real perpetrators over there, and Congress saying, look, we cancelled the entire acquisitions. But what do the findings that we've found today, what do they really mean? To talk about that, we have Shantanu Sen, former Joint Director of the CBI, Desh Ratan Nigam, political analyst, Kamini Jaiswal, senior advocate of the Supreme Court, and Sanjay Jha of the Congress. Sanjay Jha, first to you. We've just seen some of the details that have come out today. What is very, very significant, the Congress has been denying it. However, what is significant is that Guido Harshke, when he was asked about this, two things. One, NDTV is reporting the actual amount. It's saying 22,000 euros paid to the family. Is this not some bad news for you? Because we've now produced the document of the questioning of the middleman, and he doesn't really clarify who the family is. Doesn't this spell extra bad news for you at this time? Sanjay Jha? Okay, we're just going to fix his audio. Desh Ratan Nigam, what do you make of this fact? The thing is, if we look at it, if I just turn the tables over in this matter, the government has been saying that, look, it's very clear who the family is and all of that. But what's very, very clear right now is that it's not such a black and white matter. It's very clear that the entire area is grey, that the family could very easily be the Taghi brothers. In fact, that's what the Italians also told us.
I will not even go to that extent. You know, the Italian court found and acquitted two persons out there on the basis of insufficient evidence. That's the final operative part of
no, the final operative part is what we've said.
Insufficient evidence.
Also that they couldn't ascribe any criminal motive. Also they said that the entire basis of the case,
as a lawyer, let me tell you, insufficient evidence will
no, they don't use the word insufficient evidence
there,
at all.
It is there.
They are saying, no, sir.
Let me tell you, let me lay down. No, let me
basically, they are saying that the entire premise of the case is, entire premise of the case is that it was, specifications were changed, but they are saying that the person who changed that wasn't an officer at that time.
I have read at least 4 reports on it, and everybody has used the word insufficient evidence, that the court has rejected the case, which is good news for CBI. If it is insufficient evidence is there, an investigation in India has just started. It is just the initial phase. Wait for the charge sheet when the entire evidence.
Charge sheet has been filed.
No, in India.
Oh, no. In India also charge sheet has been filed.
In India,
you mean a supplementary charge sheet?
Yes, obviously after Christian Michel comes and then the supplementary charge sheet. Let's wait for that evidence. And Guido Hashek, if I am pronouncing it correctly, is someone whose extradition was, not taken by the CBI in 2013 under UPA time. He was a very crucial person, and whether you can take it or not is another question, because on the same facts and circumstances, can you again ask for extradition or not? Now, the third point, which is very important, is the proceedings in Italy are not yet, the entire exhaustion of the due process of law has not been done there. If you look at it, the trial court acquitted, The appeal court then convicted, and the Supreme Court then remanded the matter to the trial court, then the trial court again acquitted. So therefore, again 3 processes are available.
Yeah.
Whether the state of Italy goes for review or files an appeal is a question I cannot answer. So that due process of law, the finality will take place again in Supreme Court.
No, sir, but you're not responding to the question I'm asking you, which is that the BJP has made a very clear case. Right now, it's all about perception. It's all about what the Prime Minister said, that the family, he's going to name names about family. But the question, what our reporting now shows is, there's a huge question mark. Who is the family?
See, that is a
it's not a clear-cut way.
Wait for the investigation which has
But
started.
sir, how can the Prime Minister, how can the BJP go full throttle and attack?
Both are going full throttle at each other.
No, I know. But I'm saying that I'll ask the Congress. What I'm asking you is, doesn't this raise the fact that what you have been going full throttle over is actually a complete gray area?
I wish there was a BJP spokesperson next to me sitting and answering you. I can at best speculate, you know.
Yes.
The fact remains that certain investigations were done in Dubai, and Mr. Michel agreed that he has received certain amounts, which he calls it consultant fee, but he is not being able to explain what is over and above the consultant fee which has been, you know, distributed. That money trail from the reports I read is available. That only a matter of time when this investigation will be over and will come out.
Well, okay. I think you're going by reports. I think what NDTV reports have shown is that takes it much beyond that. We are actually for the first time Indian prosecution and Indian evidence stands on an independent footing and has nothing to do what is going on in Italian court. Okay, you say it stands on an independent footing. Kamini Jaiswal, what do you feel about this? I've just read out, you must have heard our report by now, ma'am, that what was based, why was it completely dismissed by an Italian court? Having heard the grounds why Italian courts dismissed it, do you think that the CBI case now stands on a solid foundation?
I don't think so. I think it's all in the realm of conjecture, and for the Prime Minister to make that statement is totally irresponsible. Family could be anybody's family. How do you connect it to the family? Look at the amount that is involved. What are we talking? I really don't want to get into this political tutu meme that's going on from between, you know, now we can understand why it's being done, because the election in the states, and which is very crucial to the ruling party, is around the corner. So if you get nothing, they will dig out anything. So I really, frankly speaking, Sunita, I don't want to get into this political tutu meme. So it is really in the realm of conjecture.
It's really in the realm.
It is not at all admissible evidence.
It's in the realm of what did she
speculation. Say? The fact is that's what Kamini Jaiswal, that's what any, and you're a lawyer, that's what any lawyer will say. That how is it that there is so much politicking over something, one, which today NDTV's reporting show is almost not there. It's a weak case.
I don't agree with you.
No, sir.
We'll have to wait for investigation.
That
itself is
Let me tell you why I say that. No, that's not speculation. That's
that
from a CBI lawyer. That's from as a CBI report I'm saying. I'll tell you why I said that. Because they had the alleged chief conspirator in this case, which is supposed to be the air chief. However, CBI interrogated him, kept him in custody. He was in custody for 1 month, at the end of which we have no extra information than from the FIR. The charge sheet had no extra information.
Is Mr. Tyagi acquitted?
No, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is they've not been able to reveal any extra evidence.
See, so far as Mr. Tyagi is concerned, that case is going on there. He is out on bail. That is all we can conclude. Nothing else, nothing more.
Okay, nothing else, nothing more. Sanjay Jha, you just heard what Desh Ratan Nigam has said. You've been hearing what the BJP has said. NDTV's new investigation has found these details about the payments. There's actually a figure now, 22,000 euros to the family. Is that an embarrassment for the Congress?
Sunetra, I say so with complete responsibility here and with extreme confidence that the reason why the Bharatiya Janata Party is hyperventilating at this point of time is ever since Mr. Rahul Gandhi has made sure that on the Rafale scam, everyone in this country is talking about Chaukidar Chor hai, Mr. Modi is rattled, he's nervous. It is obvious to the naked eye. As far as the AgustaWestland issue is concerned, let me tell you the facts and let's skip the rhetoric. The moment there was a whiff of suspicion of an alleged corruption, Mr. Antony, who was the defense minister, took all the appropriate steps a good government ought to do.
Will you just respond to today's developments?
It cancelled the contract. No, 1 minute. It is critical. Now, I mean, all I can answer at the moment for your benefit is that the Congress party is 100% convinced that if there is a transparent and fair investigation, you will find that the BJP will have to explain as to why Mr. Brijesh Mishra, the late Mr. Brijesh Mishra, who was a national security advisor in the Vajpayee PMO, changed the specifications for the VVIP choppers, which allowed AgustaWestland to get into the story. I think that is the fundamental point of corruption.
Actually,
and as far as we are concerned, we scrapped the contract, we recovered the money, we put a CBI inquiry, we blacklisted the company. What has the Congress party done? It has recovered the money. There is not 1 paisa lost to the government or the public exchequer. So when Narendra Modi in his speech yesterday tried to insinuate that, he in fact tried to prejudge the investigation. I believe that's something, Sunetra, you need to look into.
Okay.
The Prime Minister is trying to prejudge an investigation underway. Does he know something that the rest of the world doesn't? I mean, that to me is actually a manifestation of political vindictiveness, which Christian Michel has gone on record to say that he was offered a deal, that he will be exonerated for the shenanigans he's done if he were to implicate senior Congress leadership, particularly targeting Mrs. Sonia Gandhi.
I just have to put in a correction over here.
It's deplorable and it's shameful.
One of the things that you said was that specification was actually changed by the NDA. What's interesting is that the Italian court found that it was changed in the UPA itself, but in 2005, before Christian Michel came in. So it is the UPA, but it's not under who the CBI says it was, which is the Air Chief Tyagi.
That's a finding of fact by the court.
Yeah, by the Italian court. You want to quickly say? I want to go across to Shantanu.
It was changed during the time of Vajpayee and it continued thereafter.
Let me answer Sanjay Jha. See, there are a lot of politics going on and Congress and BJP are entitled for the politics for the purposes of election. But prejudging about the whole issue, what about Rafale? They prejudged the entire issue. No inquiry, nothing, but you found Chowkidar Chora.
Okay, I don't want to. I don't want
to. So that is actually prejudging.
Today's discussion is about what we found.
Mr. Nigam, one second, sir. Sanjay Jha, once again, let me just go across to Shantanu Sen.
We said let us do a JPC inquiry.
Okay, Shantanu Sen,
why is Narendra Modi reluctant to do a JPC inquiry on Rafale?
No,
sir, you don't know the parameters of JPC inquiry. You don't do fishing inquiries.
We are going to have to cut your audios if you don't. Please let other people speak. Shantanu Sen, you've heard what NDTV has found. Now, on the basis of that, of these new revelations, the fact that the Italian court found that there was Italian court has established that the entire case, the specifications which CBI says Christian Michel was paid, he was a consultant in order to change the specifications. But the changing of specifications happened before Christian Michel came in 2005. Doesn't that completely weaken the case?
Look, I am not going to speculate. I am not into politics. And I am not.
We are not speculating, sir. I am giving you facts from a judgment.
On the basis of non-CBI investigations. No. The judgment of the Italian court doesn't bother me. What Italian court says has no bearing on our courts. Our investigation is totally independent of Italian investigation.
Don't facts stay the same?
CBI investigation.
Facts don't change.
Let me finish. Please don't interrupt. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay. Go ahead.
Facts change. No, but investigation findings change. Now let me finish, please. You had your say. CBI has completed one set of investigation, filed a charge sheet. CBI is proceeding on extradition. CBI has successfully extradited Michel. Now, that's it. Whether CBI findings are correct will be on the basis of what evidence it leads in court and what evidence is accepted in court. Now, Christian James Michel is an important conduit. Obviously, CBI had plenty of material on him and therefore succeeded in convincing the Dubai court that he is extraditable. And remember, he is not a citizen of India, nor is he a citizen of UAE. He is a Briton. And extradition of a third country resident from another country is difficult.
Okay.
CBI has succeeded in doing that.
Sure.
Now that's it. Now let him be examined. CBI has got 5 days custody.
Okay, fair enough.
Neither I
Let
nor
him
you
be
nor the
examined.
politicians should speculate on him.
Can I make one point, please?
Let him be examined.
Okay.
He's an accomplice. He's an accused.
Yes.
He's an accused.
For sure.
His evidence doesn't matter one
For
bit
sure. Yes.
unless it is corroborated.
No, this.
And it has to be corroborated by independent evidence.
Right.
Therefore,
and what is instant?
his
The only thing we
evidence
point
before
out
any-
as
for
we wrap
anybody
up
is-
this show, sir, the only thing as we pointed as we're completely out of time, we wrap up this show, is that India presented all its evidence that it had. CBI presented all its evidence in the Italian court as well, by which 2 courts found, and the entire case started with the prosecution in Italy. And that's what the prosecutors also felt. CBI was on the same page. But the assessment of it found otherwise. Will the CBI prove smarter than the Italian prosecutors or not? That's something that we have to wait and see. Thanks to all my guests. That's it on Reality Check. Thanks for watching. Bye.